The training dome shook when the doors opened. Metal plates slid aside with a slow, heavy sound. Light shone down in tight white circles. The cadets stood in a long line. Boots clicked. Tails twitched. Crest feathers rose and fell. The air smelled like cold steel and old fear. The war beast came in on 6 thick legs. Its hide was a dark, dull gray. It was taller than any person in the room. 2 tusks curved forward like smooth ivory blades. Its eyes were deep gold, steady and bright. It looked like a living tank built from muscle and bone. Each step made the floor hum. The trainers said it was a test of courage. The beast did not use weapons. It only watched. It only judged. If you were weak, it knew. The first cadet was from the HFY. She had blue skin and a fine crown of glassy horns. She stood very straight, shoulders locked. The war beast stopped in front of her and gave a long growl. The sound was heavy and low. It rolled through the room and into the ribs of every person. The HFY cadet flinched. Her eyes fell to the floor. Her breath turned sharp and fast. The beast moved on. It stopped at a Rix officer. The Rix had wide shoulders and a thick mane. He puffed his chest and clicked his teeth. The beast growled, longer this time like a storm. The Rix's jaw trembled. His shoulders sagged. The beast stepped past him too. It went down the line. It growled at a pale-winged Keti. It rumbled at a stone-skinned Tharn. Each cadet tried to hold firm. Each one broke. Some looked away. Some stepped back. One dropped his weapon. The sound of it hitting the floor echoed in the dome like a bell. At the end of the line stood a human cadet named Aiden Rourke. He was not tall or short. He had a simple face with plain brown eyes. His uniform was clean but old at the seams. He did not shake. He did not smile. He did not puff his chest. He stood like a post in a quiet field. His hands hung at his sides. He watched the war beast with calm eyes. Humans were new to the coalition. Many species called them soft. They said humans had short lives and too much heart. They said humans laughed too much and took too many risks. They said humans did not know how to bow. Aiden had heard all of this. It did not bother him. He had grown up on a small station where the air tasted of iron and algae. He knew fear. He also knew that fear did not need to own a person. The war beast turned toward Aiden, its head tilted as if to listen. The trainers whispered to each other. One of them, Director Salick, made a note on his tablet. His long gray fingers tapped fast. "Observation," he said softly. "Human baseline is atypical." The beast came closer. The air grew warmer. Aiden could feel the breath of the beast. It smelled like wet stone and winter smoke. The beast rose up on its hind legs. Its shadow covered Aiden. A few cadets took small steps back. Aiden did not move. The war beast let out its growl. It was the longest and loudest so far. It was a full-body sound like a mountain speaking. The growl told a story. It said, "I am power." It said, "I am the test." It said, "I see you." The growl pressed on the skin and wrapped around the bones. Aiden's heartbeat sped up once, then slowed again. He breathed in. He breathed out. He looked into the gold eyes of the beast. The beast waited for the flinch. The room waited for the flinch. Aiden kept still. Not frozen. Not tense, just still like a calm lake at night. He did not bare his teeth. He did not lift his chin in challenge. He simply stayed. A small smile edged at the corner of his mouth. It was not a cruel smile. It was not even bold. It was the kind of smile you see when a hard job finally makes sense. Something changed in the war beast. The gold eyes flickered. The rumble died down. The long, powerful neck lowered by a finger, then by a hand, then by a full arm's length. The heavy front of the beast bowed. Tusks met the floor with a gentle scrape. The beast bent its 6 legs and knelt. Nobody spoke. The silence was bright and sharp like a light. Aiden stood there with the kneeling beast. He reached out slow and open. His hand touched the thick skin between the tusks. The skin was warm and a bit rough, like a stone that had seen many rivers. He stroked it once. The beast closed its eyes for a moment, then opened them again, clear and watchful. Director Salick finally found his voice. "Remarkable," he said. His words echoed around the dome. "Record this. All angles." Aiden took back his hand. He took one step to the side and gave the beast room to rise. The beast stayed kneeling for a breath longer, then lifted itself with a low sound that was not a growl. It sounded like respect. The cadets began to whisper. "It bowed," said one. "To the human," said another. The Rix officer stared at Aiden with wide eyes. The Ashari cadet touched her chest as if to feel her heartbeat. The trainers opened a side gate and guided the war beast out. It went calmly like a guard leaving his post. The doors slid shut behind it. The hum of the floor faded. Director Salak walked to the center of the dome. He had led this academy for 20 years. He had seen soldiers from 100 worlds. He had seen champions fall and rookies rise. He had never seen this. He looked at the cadets. He looked at Aiden. In this academy, he said, we test your body, your mind, and your will. The war beast is not a pet. It is not a toy. It is an old creature with old instincts. It knows the language of fear. It knows the signs of false pride. And today it met something else. He turned to Aiden. Cadet Rourke, he said. What were you thinking? Aiden did not rush his answer. He was not used to many eyes on him. Sir, he said, I was thinking about my neighbor's dog when I was a kid. He was big and everyone called him mean. But he was just tired of people waving sticks at him. He liked people who did not try to prove something. Some of the cadets laughed, not in a cruel way. It was a clean, relieved sound. Salak's mouth twitched almost a smile. You did not feel fear? I did, Aiden said. But fear is a tool. It tells you to pay attention. It does not tell you to run or bow. Not on its own, and the smile. Salak asked. Aiden thought again. It felt right, sir. Not a threat. Not a plea, just honest. The Ashari cadet raised her hand. How do you make fear into a tool? She asked. Aiden looked at her. His voice stayed simple. You accept it. You watch it. You let it sit next to you, but you do not let it drive. You breathe. You keep your eyes open. You remember who you are. That is all. Director Salak nodded slowly. Perhaps that is all, he said. Today's exercise is complete. Dismissed. The cadets broke into groups as they left the dome. Some walked beside Aiden. The Rix officer matched his pace. Human, the Rix said, you did not fight the beast. You did not submit. This is new to me. Aiden shrugged. It is new to me too. Walk with me, the Rix said. Tell me about the dog. They walked down the long hall where banners of many worlds hung from the high ceiling. The banners moved in a soft breath of recycled air. The academy was a city of corridors and training fields. It was a place where the future of the coalition took shape, one quiet act at a time. News spread fast. By the time Aiden reached the mess hall, heads were turning. A Ket cook with silver feathers on his cheeks gave Aiden an extra slice of bread. For the brave one, he said. Aiden thanked him and tried not to blush. He sat at a table with the Ashari cadet and the Rix officer. They ate and talked. The Ashari's name was Lys. The Rix's name was Horden. They were both older than Aiden. They had both seen small wars on the edge of the coalition. They had both lost friends. Their voices were calm and careful. They asked Aiden about Earth. He told them about rain on rusted rooftops. He told them about music made with old cans and strings. He told them about small kindnesses in thin times. They listened. When the meal ended, Director Salak entered the hall with 2 other trainers. He looked serious but not harsh. He motioned for Aiden to stand. The hall grew quiet again. The war beast is not our enemy, Salak said, but there are enemies out there. Enemies who watch. They think humans are soft. They think humans are loud and unwise. Today we learned that humans are steady. He paused. We will need steady. He turned to Aiden. There is a mission. It is simple and it is not simple. A listening outpost on the ice moon Verdun has gone silent. We need a small team to check it. We will send a trainer, 3 cadets, and a guide. Cadet Rourke, Cadet Lys, Cadet Horden, you will go. You leave at dawn. The words hung in the air. Aiden felt the small lift in his chest that comes with a new path. He saw Lys's eyes go bright. He saw Horden's jaw set with purpose. Dawn was a small word, but it meant many things. After the hall cleared, Aiden returned to his bunk. The window showed a slice of stars and a dark curve of the planet below. He sat on the edge of his bed and took a slow breath. He thought about the war beast, the gold eyes, the heavy kneel. He thought about fear as a tool. He thought about Verdun, a far, cold place he had never seen. His bunkmate, a small, quiet Tharn named Pell, looked up from a data pad. You made the beast kneel, Pell said. You did not even raise your voice. Aiden smiled a little. I did not make it do anything, he said. I only gave it. Pell considered this. Do you think enemies will choose the same? Aiden stood and checked his pack. Enemies do not have to choose respect, he said. but I do not have to choose fear. He lay back and watched the stars a moment longer. The night hum of the academy was soft and steady. Somewhere far in the lower decks, a machine clicked in a gentle rhythm. He thought of the neighbor's dog again, of worn fur and quiet eyes. He thought of how some beings only want to see who you really are before they decide who they will be with you.